Fall is upon us, winter not far away. That means flu and COVID cases in the region will be on the rise as well, and with it, school attendance policies will be put to the test. News Channel 11's Brody Wilson spoke with local school and health officials on what they expect as we are now in the thick of fall. Brody?
Yeah, I spoke with health officials in Johnson City and Kingsport City schools who each told me this is the time of year they expect to see the most sickness throughout each of the systems.
The school is the community is the school, so what you see out there, you see here.
While neither Johnson City or Kingsport school systems have seen an increase in absences just yet, Johnson City Schools' Jennifer Norton says they usually see a spike after breaks, so they expect to see an influx as the kids return from fall break and flu season arrives.
We typically start seeing an uptick in our clinics about November through January are usually our highest volume.
Alice Jones, who's the school nurse at Roosevelt Elementary in Kingsport, says they can test for but cannot diagnose flu or other respiratory illnesses.
We can then send them home and recommend to the parents, hey, you may need to get them checked, see what's going on. They're running a fever, they have to be excluded from school today and tomorrow because they have to be fever-free for 24 hours before returning to school without any fever-reducing medication.
The 24 hours without a fever is not a policy in Johnson City schools, where they focus on making decisions on a case-by-case basis.
Because we really try to work with our parents, and every child's different, so just because a child's coughing doesn't necessarily mean they're sick. They could be dealing with allergies. So we really try to look at that student and really see what's going on with that particular student at that day.
Norton says each school has strict cleaning practices to mitigate the spread as much as possible, while Kingsport City schools have another layer of protection, isolation rooms in every clinic, something that came out of COVID policies, but they kept because of its usefulness.
So if a student comes in and we find that they are sick and they're running a fever, we place them in our isolation room, which is wonderful because we have a glass that we can see them while they're in there. We place a mask on them, and then we of course call the parents, and they are placed in the isolation room so that I can still see other students within the clinic if there's something else going on, and have an eye on that student here as well.
Jones and Norton each told me that the system has vaccination clinics and educational materials for parents, to keep them aware of the sicknesses that may be circulating and how best to prevent or treat them. And all that information can be found on each of their websites.